building the new home of the American dream. Fox Business Network. Opportunity, pure and simple.
Small business borrowing remains at record lows. Banks have made it harder for small businesses to qualify for loans, but that's not stopping some companies from expansion plans. There are other ways of getting financing than just the traditional means of taking out a small business loan from the local bank. With us now, a couple of folks who know all about it. Catherine Monson is the CEO of FASTSIGNS. Barry Sloan is the CEO of New Tech Business Solutions. Barry, I want to start with you. You are what they call, this is so silly, a non-bank bank, basically. You're a lender who is not a bank. Tell me how that works and how your loans might be any different from just a normal garden variety bank.
Well, we're called a non-bank lender because we're a non-depository. We don't take FDIC-insured deposits. We're not like a credit union. So we put out our own equity capital, plus have lines of credits from other banks that enable us to lend money to small businesses.
So what's the experience like for me as a borrower coming to you and getting a loan?
It's a bit of a unique experience because we just specialize in loans to small businesses. So we don't deal with consumers and we don't deal with Fortune 1000. The experience is a little bit unique because we fully understand small businesses' needs and make sure that we take care of them and give them quick yeses or nos.
Catherine, now you're working with franchisees and you're also working with Barry here. Tell me what you do with your franchisees.
Well, you know, typically in recessions, and in every recession save this most recent one, the number of franchise locations increased because people displaced wanted to get in business. This time, no credit available. And while I'm not working with Barry, working with another company, the Bancorp Bank and also Franchise America Finance, we've partnered with them to have a $6 million line where franchise candidates now can get financing to open FASTSIGNS locations.
Okay, so it's all about getting the capital, and yet, Barry, when I talk to small business folks and people who survey small business people all over the country, they say small businesses aren't knocking at the door necessarily. They don't want more money because they can't spend it because they don't have demand. Do you see that in your own personal experience?
Nothing further from the truth. Small businesses have needs. They need to refinance existing commercial bank loans. Many of them do have interest in financing themselves and growing, so I don't agree with that statement at all. There is loan demand for small businesses.
You see it, and you're obviously fulfilling it. Catherine, with your franchisees, I thought it was interesting you said, you know, look, people in this kind of economy often turn to franchising because they lose their job, but they can't do it this time around. Has that opened the door for a lot of people now that you've found a source of capital?
Well, we just got this source of capital essentially 2 weeks ago, and we've already had 2 people preliminarily approved, so we're very excited. What this allows us to do is give those qualified candidates access to capital so they can open a FASTSIGNS location.
Barry, when you talk about small business, you know, there's a lot of discussion at the national level about extending money to small businesses. There's a bill out there that's being talked about right now, the president pushing for it, to give money to lenders, to small banks, to turn around into loans for small businesses. And yet you talk to those banks and they say, we can't do that because the standards that the feds are putting on us makes it impossible to lend. What's the right solution to this problem?
Part of that bill makes sense. The SBA program, which has been around for 50 years, has actually returned money to the U.S. Treasury. It's a program that works, it's existing infrastructure, and typically it puts out $16 to $17 billion of small business loans a year. The other part of the program, which would actually provide capital to community banks, I don't think is particularly too wise, because community banks are currently well capitalized, and if they wanted to make those loans, they could put money out in the market today.
So you don't think it's needed?
Not needed at all.
Wow. Catherine, do you agree?
Well, I certainly think we need to find ways to free up access to credit for small businesses. I can tell you that we've got 530 FASTSIGNS franchisees that want more money, want access to capital, and they keep hearing the word no every time that they apply.
So it's obviously difficult for folks out there, obviously, who want to access money. And I think the difficulty is, can public policy help in that case, Barry, or should it be something that comes from the bottom up? Basically,
free markets do work. And right now, the banking system is a little bit locked up because banks' balance sheets have got a lot of bad assets on the books. So when they get cleared out and cleaned up, the banks are going to be more willing to lend. All right, guys. Barry, Catherine, thanks for your help today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.